honest because I'm on Twitter yesterday and I'm arguing with people. I'm like,
all right,
when it comes to songs, Meek Mill might make better songs. But when it comes to battle rapping, he don't want no problems with Cassidy.
he definitely don't.
But then I hear the diss record and I'm like, it wasn't what I was expecting. You could have came a little harder.
That's because it wasn't a diss record, you know what I'm saying? I was messing around with the beats, got my MP back, was banging out and just put something together. But I just put it out a couple hours after we went through that Twitter situation, so everybody called it a Meek diss. But it wasn't, it just was a record that I just put out just to get the street some bars. If I do a diss record, it's gonna be on the ether level, if not worse. It's gonna be direct, you gonna know it's a diss record, you gonna know who I'm talking about. That was just a little record I just threw out there for the streets to keep them fed, you know what I'm saying?
So all the kidnapping your daughter, that wasn't Meek. That wasn't for Meek.
Nah, none of that was for Meek.
Oh, okay.
You listen to
Meek
the
has
bars.
his son.
You listen to the bars, you could know that wasn't directed at him. That was just, I was just rapping.
All right, now,
Meek Mill and Cassidy share a story that began with respect, but eventually evolved into one of Philadelphia's most talked about rap feuds. What started as mutual recognition between two hometown MCs would transform into a heated lyrical rivalry that left behind some of the most memorable diss tracks in modern battle rap history. Today we take a deep dive into the complete history of Meek Mill versus Cassidy, tracing the journey from their early days to the last public words exchanged in their long-standing tension. In the early to mid-2000s, a young Philadelphia talent named Robert Williams began sharpening his lyrical abilities in the gritty, competitive world of local battle rap. Known for his aggressive delivery and relentless energy, Williams, who would later shorten his stage name from Meek Mills to Meek Mill, was building his foundation in an environment where skill was the only currency that mattered.
Nah, I mean, if you would have asked me a year ago about Meek, you know what I'm saying, I would have had nothing but love for him, you know what I'm saying? I was doing a lot of records with him when he was in Philly before he got in this situation. You know, I bought him out to shows, BB Kings, everywhere I was at, I was rocking out with him. You know what I'm saying? But I just felt as though once he got on, things wasn't exactly the same. I don't know if it was because he was busy or he switched his pitch, but I don't know.
Around this same time, another Philadelphia MC was already making noise far beyond the city. Barry Adrian Reese, better known as Cassidy, had spent the 1990s dominating battles with an undefeated streak that earned him a place among the most feared battle rappers of his era. Cassidy's skill for punchlines, intricate wordplay, and quick-thinking freestyles became the stuff of street legend. Cassidy's big break came when he joined Rough Riders as part of the group Larceny. His raw talent caught the attention of Swizz Beatz, who signed him to Full Surface Records, making Cassidy the label's flagship artist. National recognition came fast. One of his early industry highlights was his appearance on Bigger Than Business alongside Snoop Dogg, Jadakiss, and Diddy. Then, on March 16, 2004, Cassidy released his debut album, Split Personality, selling 118,000 copies in its first week. Powered by the chart-topping single Hotel with R. Kelly, Cassidy was officially a household name in hip-hop. On June 28, 2005, he followed up with I'm a Hustler, a project that solidified his street credibility and gave the culture one of its defining hustler anthems. But only months later, in January 2006, his career took a sharp detour. Cassidy was arrested and later convicted of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of aggravated assault, and weapons charges connected to a shooting incident. He was sentenced to 11 to 23 months in prison, a turning point that reshaped his public image and momentum. After his release, Cassidy dropped BARS, the Barry Adrian Reese story, on November 6, 2007, selling 63,000 copies in its first week.
Cass, going from there, I wanted to ask you, man, how did the beef, if you would call it that even, with Meek Mill originally start?
Misunderstandings. You know what I mean? I had a relationship with Meek Mills before his success. We did a lot of records together, hung out a lot of times. There's even a lot of footage that you could pull up and see of us, you know what I mean, developing a relationship before his success. But there was once he got more successful and started putting out singles, I reached out to him to work on a record. it made more sense now. We had records before when I was popping already and you was like up and coming. So it was like more one-sided, you know what I'm saying? But now that you got records out and you popping like throughout the whole country, if we do a record together, it'd be big for the city. So I reached out and tried to get it done, but I guess it was a misunderstanding in the timing and the response and getting the record done. It seemed like it was like real easy before the success came, but I still had success and I was making it easy for him to reach out, get records done. But when he got a little bit of success, it seemed like it was like it just was, the timing was off, things was different. So at the time I just responded in a way and that's how the whole shit started. But you know, he don't owe me a record. It's not like he gotta definitely do nothing for me. Like we don't never gotta work again for the rest of our life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes it just be misunderstandings of emotions. Sometimes you don't understand what niggas got going on in their life, what they capable of. I mean, he could be thinking like, yo, Cass gonna get busy, so I gotta really fully lock in and dedicate time to writing the best verse so we could do it big for the city, and I don't got that time right now. Who knows what could have been going on, you know what I'm saying? So it could have been just a misunderstanding, misinterpretations, but shit like that happened, and that's why we started dropping the songs.
Shortly afterward, he parted ways with Swizz Beatz and Full Surface Records, closing a significant chapter in his journey. Meanwhile, in 2006, Robert Williams had begun focusing on solo work under the name Meek Mills, building buzz through his Flamers mixtape series. The tapes brought him significant local recognition, especially for his intense delivery and street-centric storytelling. But in 2008, Meek faced his own setback when he was convicted of possession of drug paraphernalia, serving several months behind bars and receiving 7 years of probation. Released on parole in mid-2009, Meek was welcomed by established Philly rappers, including Cassidy. Footage from that era shows them freestyling together in casual settings, two Philly talents showing mutual respect and camaraderie. In March 2010, Meek released Flamers 2, The Wait Is Over, followed by Mr. Philadelphia in August. These projects solidified his reputation as one of the city's brightest emerging voices. In early 2011, Meek signed with Rick Ross's Maybach Music Group, entering the national spotlight. Later that year, he dropped the first installment of his Dream Chasers mixtape series, which elevated him into a mainstream contender. But according to Cassidy, this was also when Meek began distancing himself. Cassidy claimed that after Meek's breakthrough, he reached out for a collaboration only to be declined, a move that Cassidy saw as a snub given the support he had shown in earlier years.
House party been out for 2-3 years now, and you know, my shit don't consist of that. For a motherfucker say they open, only thing I say open the door for fucking Philly. I say Beanie Siegel. I say in the Prop, a few motherfuckers from the Prop. I mean, really Freeway. I say Beanie Siegel. I say Freeway. I say the Roots. I say the Eve. I say Jill Scott. I say Will Smith. I don't think I'm homie when it comes to Philly. You know what I'm saying? And a Philly motherfucker shouldn't even want to represent. They don't even dress like he from Philly. Niggas wear 5X shirts and dumbass, fake ass Air Force Ones and do-rags and shit like that. Well, they don't represent Philly, you know what I'm saying?
The tension remained behind the scenes until November 2012, when Meek publicly challenged Cassidy to a $100,000 rap battle on Twitter. Cassidy immediately accepted, but Meek later backed out, saying he was focused on making hit records and claiming that battle rap couldn't compete with his debut album Dreams and Nightmares. By December, things turned personal. Cassidy had recorded a remix of the viral hit Gangnam Style titled Custom Style. Meek posted an image mocking Cassidy and calling the track the worst song in rap history. Cassidy responded with Me, Myself, and iPhone, a diss track that took sharp aim at Meek and officially ignited the feud. Cassidy escalated in January 2013 with Raid, a 10-minute lyrical barrage delivered over multiple classic hip-hop beats. Meek fired back on social media, suggesting a live rap battle for charity, while also questioning Cassidy's street credibility and past legal case. The exchanges grew increasingly personal, with Meek accusing Cassidy of cooperating in his manslaughter case. an allegation Cassidy denied. Although Meek initially claimed he wouldn't respond on record, he eventually dropped Kendrick U Next in September 2013, taking aim not only at Cassidy but also issuing a warning to Kendrick Lamar. Cassidy replied within days with Catch a Body, a hard-hitting track that reaffirmed his battle rap pedigree. In 2014, Cassidy told DJ Vlad that the beef was purely competitive and not personal. By 2016, Meek was embroiled in a separate feud with The Game, who referenced Cassidy on Pest Control. Cassidy later expressed appreciation for the mention, revisiting the Meek feud as an important chapter in his career. As years passed, the intensity faded. Meek focused on mainstream success, advocacy work, and high-profile collaborations, while Cassidy leaned deeper into the battle rap circuit. By the late 2000s and 10s, the feud had become more of a historical talking point than an active rivalry, though interviews from both sides occasionally reignited fan debates. In 2021, Cassidy again brought up the feud, claiming Meek's attitude had shifted after signing his major label deal.
We just had this whole Meek Mill, The Game, and the Beanie Siegel shit. And there's a verse where Game getting at Meek, and he said your name. He said something about I'm on the way to Philly, la da da, listening to the old cast. What did you think of that when you first heard that?
Shout outs to Game.
Okay.
Game respect bars. Like, we got videos together where, you know, Game big me up for having bars, and this was back in the day.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So Game Ben knew I get it popping, and he probably know that me and Meek went through something before, so who else would you want to listen to at that time but me? And when I was going at him, you know what I mean, it gave you a guideline and a formula of how to defeat the nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, you know, shout out the Game for that.
Right, okay. So what do you think about that beef as a whole? Like, what's your opinion on that whole beef? Like, what is your opinion on that whole beef?
Well, it's like, I'm not like I got little around me that be like all on social media and all that shit, like finding out the information and getting it to me. But I'm not like a vicious boy, like go to every site and know all of the information, and I ain't talk to them personally.
Right.
So I'm not even sure if all of the shit I know is even the truth or what really started it, or, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not really sure. But if Meek, you know, was like showing Nicki pictures of the nigga Safari popping the bitch, and then he got something to do with the cops coming to Game crib, then I don't approve of that. It's like, I don't care where I'm from or what, I don't approve of that, but I didn't see the paperwork. I don't know if that's the truth.
Okay.
I don't know if what Meek's saying about the Game is the truth, you know what I'm saying? So that's between them.
Right.
And I don't feel no type of way about it. I seen a lot of people commenting on social media like, yo, help Meek, man. For Philly, yo, you should really help Meek, man. It's like, what? Meek never helped me do nothing. Like, when I had problems like paying a bill or something, it's like, where was Meek? Meek was like holding up all his money like he talking on the phone, and I'm like, yo, helping out. Like, Meek wasn't there for me, so why when a nigga got a problem with Meek, I should help him out? Like, that don't make no sense.
Right.
Especially when Game is my man. Like, I fuck with Game.
Okay.
Like, I done got money with Game. I done called Game out to jump on records with me. Game is there. He's been on my albums before. We done did songs and videos and all type of shit. Like, so I got money with Game. I never got no money with me.
Right.
So it's like, why would I help me? Or why would I get involved? That's between them.
Right.
But I like to see niggas going through that. I like the competitive, you know what I mean, energy that's getting back in the game. I like the way the temperature is shifting. I like what's going on because that's what I love, and that's where I excel at.
The following year, when Meek publicly aired frustrations with MMG and Rick Ross over unpaid royalties, Cassidy commented that he had tried to help Meek in the past, but things didn't work out. Since then, there have been no major developments. While fans still dream of a reunion or even another round of lyrical warfare, the Meek Mill versus Cassidy saga stands as one of Philadelphia's most iconic hip-hop rivalries, a clash between two generations of lyricists whose paths once ran parallel but eventually collided in a way the city will never forget. While the heat of the battle had cooled after 2016, the shadow of the Meek Mill versus Cassidy rivalry never truly disappeared from hip-hop conversations. Even without direct lyrical exchanges, both rappers' moves continued to be compared, dissected, and debated within Philadelphia's music circles. Fans, bloggers, and podcasters would often revisit their diss tracks, dissecting punchlines line by line, reigniting old arguments about who had really won the war. Cassidy, although less present in mainstream radio rotations, was far from idle. He threw himself deeper into the battle rap arena, taking on high-profile opponents in leagues such as URL and Rare Breed Entertainment. These matches allowed him to demonstrate the same raw, unfiltered lyricism that had made him a household name in the first place. His approach was unapologetically old school, a focus on penmanship, verbal dexterity, and intricate setups designed to crush an opponent on stage. This commitment to pure lyricism kept Cassidy's name circulating in hip-hop's competitive spaces, even if he was no longer charting on Billboard. Meek Mill, on the other hand, was moving in a completely different direction. After weathering public feuds with Drake, The Game, and others, he emerged as both a hitmaker and a figure of social commentary. His 2018 release from prison became a turning point, not just for his career, but for his public persona. Aligning with political figures, legal reform advocates, and other influential voices, Meek used his platform to highlight issues like wrongful incarceration and probation reform. These efforts earned him praise beyond music circles, expanding his influence into broader cultural conversations.
Let's talk about you and Meek Mill for a second, because obviously that's a hot topic that's been going on. What is the problem with you two? Is it really just over this battling and then it just went too far, or were there problems before this?
Nah, I mean, if you would have asked me a year ago about Meek, you know what I'm saying, I would have had nothing but love for him. You know what I'm saying? I was doing a lot of records with him when he was in Philly before he got in this situation. You know, I bought him out the shows, BB Kings, everywhere I was at, I was rocking out with him. You know what I'm saying? But I just felt as though once he got on, things wasn't exactly the same. I don't know if it was because he was busy or he switched his pitch, but I don't know. But I still kept it all the same. You know what I mean? Until I started seeing him talking crazy on Twitter. I know y'all know, like a couple months ago, he started saying little slick stuff on Twitter because I retweeted something somebody said. I'm not even sure if I read the whole tweet. I just wanted to let him know that people in the street want to see us still do music like how we used to now that he on. You know what I'm saying? But he started talking crazy on Twitter, so I wanted to wait till I got a chance to see him.
What do you mean by talking crazy?
I don't remember the exact message he put, but he is up there. You know what I'm saying?
Like, was it something you know was directed towards you, or could it not have?
Definitely, it was directed towards me.
He definitely added you in the tweets.
Yeah, he definitely directed it towards me, and he was talking a little crazy. So I wanted to wait until I got a chance to see him. He talking about, I'm always home, you could come see me. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait till I see him to see, you know what I'm saying, where we at with it. I seen him at the 2K party, we was busting it up. He was making it seem like everything was cool. I was in the studio the other day, I left it alone. And then a little while ago, people start calling me, telling me he wanted to battle me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that don't make sense to me. He know what I'm capable of. So for him to want to battle me, I just don't understand that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I was going to get the money away to charity. We got the sponsors to put up the chicken for us, you know what I'm saying? So I thought it'd be good for hip-hop. No disrespect to the music y'all play or the music that dudes doing nowadays, but it ain't too focused on bars how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Dudes used to be focused on saying the craziest things, and now it's more about having fun, you know what I'm saying? So I thought it'd bring some excitement back into hip-hop. I thought it'd be a good look for hip-hop, for battle rappers, and for the culture, period. So I was willing to do it. But a little later, I found out that he ain't want to battle me. He said that he wanted me and Mook to battle, and he wasn't really wanting to battle, even though he said he wanted to get back in the battle game with underground rappers. He did say that. And he said if he could battle somebody that was on, it'd be even better. So from me coming to the table, I should have fit in that category. But, you know, he know what I'm capable of, so I guess he just reconsidered when I said I wanted to do it. So once I found that out, I left it alone till I was in the studio the other day. And all of a sudden, I hear he talking crazy on Twitter again. I look at the tweet,
Yeah, I got the tweet here. He said you gotta get popping first.
Yeah,
to battle
like
me.
you know what I'm saying, and I'm thinking like, wow, like you know what I'm saying, like. You know, years and years ago when he was probably in middle school, I had plaques on my wall. You know what I'm saying? I got platinum singles. So, I mean, everybody got their own opinion. You say he make better songs, that's cool. He got his little wave right now. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent. But I've been did that. You know what I'm saying? I've been laid that groundwork for my city. So for me to be popping, what do you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really understand exactly what he meant. But at the end of the day...
I guess he means relevant, like, right now. Like, what's hot at the moment.
Yeah, but, you know, once we get into that battle and somebody get their head bit off, then I'm going to automatically be hot again. So But I don't want people to think it was some publicity stunt on my behalf. Like, I just came up with this plan to attack somebody that's popping right now. Right. I just was responding to what he was doing and what he was saying. It wasn't like I initiated it.
Still, for all their divergent career paths, the undercurrent of rivalry remained. Interviews from both artists occasionally contained subtle remarks, never direct shots, but hints that the old tension hadn't been entirely buried. Cassidy, in multiple sit-downs, would reiterate that while he had no personal hatred for Meek, he hadn't forgotten how the dynamic between them shifted once Meek reached mainstream status. For his part, Meek often sidestepped the topic entirely, focusing on present projects and larger industry matters. Yet the lack of reconciliation kept speculation alive. The Philadelphia rap community also played a role in keeping the rivalry relevant. Local DJs would spin their diss tracks back to back during anniversary dates of the feud's peak, sparking social media debates among fans. Up-and-coming Philly rappers sometimes reference the beef in their own lyrics, viewing it as a symbolic passing of the torch from one generation to the next, albeit through conflict. Some insiders have claimed there were moments when both rappers could have reconciled, especially during mutual appearances at industry events. But according to those present, the energy was always professional at best, distant at worst. There were no shouting matches, but also no signs of genuine conversation or rebuilding trust. By the late 2000s and 10s, their names had become almost inseparable in discussions about great Philadelphia lyricists. Meek's rise to global stardom and Cassidy's battle rap legacy represented two different interpretations of success, one rooted in mainstream dominance, the other in pure competitive artistry. This contrast only fueled the mythos around their feud. For fans, the lack of closure was part of the appeal. Without an official last word or a definitive final battle, the Meek Mill versus Cassidy rivalry remained an open-ended saga, a lingering question mark in hip-hop history. Many believe that if the two ever shared a stage again, whether as collaborators or opponents, it would instantly become a cultural event. Until then, the story lived on in playlists, YouTube breakdowns, and barbershop debates, securing its place as one of Philadelphia's most enduring hip-hop rivalries. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our next deep dive into hip-hop's most unforgettable moments.